Hello gamers, how you doing? My name is John, also known as Gamester81, and this is my review over Donkey Kong 3 Arcade. I am playing this on my Cocktail Arcade. I've got a JAMA board with a number of different arcade games, and this is one of them. And this is an interesting Donkey Kong game. This is the third one and the final one in the original Donkey Kong series, following the Donkey Kong Jr., of course, the original Donkey Kong. This game came out in 1983 in the arcades, and the same year came out for the Famicom in Japan. Wasn't ported to the Nintendo Entertainment System until later in 1986. Donkey Kong 3 is significantly different than the prior two Donkey Kong games, and because of this, it wasn't nearly as popular in the arcades. It's more like a shooter, almost like a Galaga than a Donkey Kong, and the main story is fairly simple. You're Stanley. Mario is not in Donkey Kong 3. You're Stanley is the main character, and Donkey Kong has broken into Stanley's greenhouse, and his goal is to spray his bug spray and get Donkey Kong out of there while trying to save his flowers. There are three main goals in Donkey Kong 3. First goal is try not to get killed, which unfortunately I just did there. Second goal is to save your flowers. The bugs will try to steal your flowers. You get 500 points for every flower you save at each stage. And to finish the stage, your third goal is to spray Donkey Kong enough where he climbs out of the screen. And you have a power-up, which there's a power-up right there I just collected. And it's a limited power-up. It will kill any enemy, including caterpillars, caterpillars you'll see here in a second. They can get very annoying at times. And it obviously can shoot a lot farther, and it moves Donkey Kong a lot faster. So the power-up is nice. And the cool thing about the power-up, as you can see here, it actually carries over to the next stage, which is a nice benefit. If there's one thing I don't like about this game is the fact that it does get very repetitive. There are only 3 rounds or stages in this game, unlike the previous 2 Donkey Kong arcade games where there were 4 stages. There's only 3 in this game. It does get repetitively harder. As you continue, there are more enemies introduced, including moths and butterflies that do certain things. This bug right here gets really hard because you have to stand underneath them. They explode, otherwise they'll kill you. The caterpillars are probably my least favorite enemy, and because they block you, as you can see there, they block you, so you can't really necessarily destroy them unless you have the super spray or the power-up to kill them. I also believe that it was kind of a mistake by Nintendo to use Stanley, a brand new character that no one had really heard of or knew about. They should have gone with Mario, who was in the previous 2 Donkey Kong games, obviously, and who people were familiar with. By adding a new character, it kind of changed the whole storyline of the game. And also, Stanley really hasn't appeared in too much since this game. I believe he was in an episode of Saturday Supercade, which was a Saturday morning cartoon show starring other characters, including Donkey Kong. And also, I believe he was a trophy in Super Smash Bros. Melee and a sticker in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. But other than that, he hasn't appeared in any other games, any other shows, or any other thing by Nintendo. So it was kind of odd that Nintendo kind of used him, and we haven't really seen him since. And another reason why this game didn't do as well as the other 2 previous Donkey Kong arcade games is because it came out during the very beginning of the video game crash of 1983. That video game crash lasted several years until about 1985 when Nintendo introduced the Nintendo Entertainment System, and that helped kind of bring back video games and make them more popular. But because it was released in the very beginning of the crash, people's confidence in arcade games were at the all-time low, and people weren't necessarily going to the arcades as much as they were previous years before. Overall, Donkey Kong 3 is a fun shooter game. It's not my personal favorite Donkey Kong game out there. I'd probably go with Donkey Kong Original, then Donkey Kong Jr., and then this one third. Although having said that, I do give Nintendo some credit for trying to go a different route as far as gameplay goes. As I stated before, I kind of wish they would have used Mario instead of Stanley. But with all that said, I do recommend this game. It is an interesting game that was unfortunately released at a bad time, but it is a decent shooter for what it is. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.